are 5 things you should be looking out for at this weekend's Mexican Grand Prix. Last weekend in Austin showed that Mercedes had made a step forward in both their development and their pace, as their significant upgrade package allowed Lewis Hamilton to fight at the front and perhaps have a chance at the victory if it wasn't for some strategy and pit stop issues. But of course, Lewis was disqualified after the race for a technical infringement, so how they get on this weekend will show how much that affected their performance, and whether or not their upgrade has resulted in a true pace improvement. Lewis was on the podium in Mexico City last season and the season before that, so it's all to play for at a track that has favoured the Mercedes previously. The Mexican Grand Prix is a unique challenge for the teams, but specifically also the cars, due to the impact of the track's altitude on the power units, downforce and drag. Put simply, there is less air due to the track being almost 2.3 kilometers above sea level, and this has an impact on car performance and means we often see much faster top speeds in Mexico compared to other tracks. Not every car is impacted by the altitude in the same way, but given the reduced levels of drag, teams can find extra lap time by running big wings to maximise downforce without the usual consequences this would bring on drag. Last season, Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc believed that the Ferrari was more affected by the altitude than the other cars in the field, saying they felt there was a loss of performance, perhaps due to the tyres and the engine. Whether or not they'll struggle again this year remains to be seen, but look out for the differences altitude makes to the cars and the top speeds over the weekend. Everyone's attention in Mexico is on one man this weekend, Sergio Perez. As the home favourite, he always gets an incredible reception at this Grand Prix, but inevitably this will put pressure on him to perform, even more so than the usual pressure he is under to hold on to P2 in the Drivers' Championship. CHECO has been on the podium for the last 2 races held in Mexico, but will be looking to take it one step further this week and deliver a win for his home fans. But his recent performances haven't been so great, with a P4 on track in Austin, P10 in Qatar and a DNF in Japan, so he'll have some work to do if he's to make this happen. CHECO says he can't wait for his home race and that it's going to be very special, but do you think he can make it up on the podium? Logan Sargent finally earned his first points in F1 last weekend in Austin thanks to Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc's disqualifications that promoted the American driver to P10. This brought a huge amount of motivation to the Williams team, boosted also by Alex Albon's P9 points finish. Logan was asked on Media Day whether he feels that the points will keep coming now he's earned his first, to which he said, "I hope so." Williams' job in Mexico was made harder by the fact that other teams around them are consistently upgrading, while they haven't changed their car since Zandvoort and are instead choosing to focus budget and time on developing for the years to come. Logan will surely be feeling more relaxed now the long-awaited points have come, but what effect will this have on his seat for next season, which is still yet to be confirmed? Free Practice 1 in Mexico will be full of rookies as teams begin to fulfill their mandatory young driver FP1 runs. With the format for this weekend returning to normal again after 2 sprints on the bounce, 5 teams have decided this is the perfect opportunity for their young drivers to get behind the wheel. Mercedes will be running Frederik Vesti in George Russell's place, a Danish driver who is currently second in the F2 Drivers' Championship. Alpine will run their reserve driver and F2 driver Jack Doohan in place of Pierre Gasly, who has previously had an FP1 outing in Mexico for the team last season. Red Bull Junior driver Isaac Hadjar will run in Yuki Tsunoda's AlphaTauri, while Alfa Romeo's test and reserve driver and F2 champion-elect Théo Pourchaire will get behind the wheel of Valtteri Bottas's car. Finally, Haas will run Ferrari Junior driver Oliver Bearman in Kevin Magnussen's car on what will be his Formula 1 weekend debut. Make sure to keep an eye out for these names in FP1 on Friday. Changes of driver, the effects of altitude on the car and home race pressure. Mexico will be a jam-packed race weekend full of action for the fans, teams and drivers. What will you be looking out for? Let us know in the comments, like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to Apex for the latest in the F1 world.